One of our favorite guests is back today. The doctor is in. Dr. Daryl Appleton is one of our favorite people ever. And so we really just have her on so we can chit chat and catch up. But we thought that maybe we would talk to her today a little bit about how, personal style and fashion and even self-care goes into also part of your success as well and part of brand you, really, right, doctor?
A few of my favorite things.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, because one of the things I love about you, besides just literally everything, this is going to turn into one of my gushing episodes. I know, I can't help myself once I get going. But I like that when you present things on social media where, you're such a great follow, you're giving like tangible information that people can use, but you're not just like talking about here's a tip for today to like make it through the day, but you're talking about how it's okay to like love fashion and things like that and how that can actually help you. And I always have loved your philosophy on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too, because my husband probably doesn't agree, but there's a ton of science behind looking your best and feeling your best. And there's a bunch of different angles you can look at it, from something called the red shoe theory, that if you wear red shoes, people actually perceive you as more confident, more creative, more of a leader.
Do we need red shoes?
Everybody needs red shoes.
Probably.
I don't know if I have any red shoes.
I definitely used to have red shoes.
I've never heard of that.
Get on it.
Done.
Christmas list, check.
Yes.
But there's all these ways, and when I work with executives, when I work with people on figuring out what their personal brand is, what their personal style is, it's really about psychologically signaling to other people how you want them to respond to you. And you can think that's shallow, you can think whatever you want, but the psychology doesn't lie behind it of when you look better, you feel better, and other people notice. So it absolutely impacts confidence, it impacts how you feel about yourself and how other people view that confidence on you.
Right. So let me ask you this. So someone that's watching right now, is it just as simple as a color that you feel good in, a top that you seem to gravitate towards, maybe something like a dress that everybody comments when you wear it? Could it be as simple as that?
Yeah, I love color theory. I love know what you are. Are you in autumn? Are you a true summer? Go get your color theory done. There's tons of free apps that can do it for you. I know there's people out there that do it. Dressing for your body type. Go online, look at stuff. You would probably put it in AI. You can honestly probably put your measurements, your picture in AI if you feel comfortable with it, and it will tell you that. And then you can start buying more strategically as well. I know I don't look good in colors that wash me out, so you usually see me in browns and blacks and deep greens, and that's my whole wardrobe, but it works for me, and it helps with my decision-making fatigue too. I know my pieces that work. So I say, it could be as simple as a color or a top.
See, that's easy. This is not good for us, Ashley. This is not healthy for us.
Actually, I disagree. I think this is nothing but healthy. Actually, I was going to say a couple of things. So I do like that this is almost like taboo in a way, right? Because like you were saying, I think that people feel shallow or vain if they're taking this kind of consideration and putting it into their appearance or, whatever, however you want to phrase it. But honestly, it's actually very beneficial to your own, self-worth, to your own everything, really, your health.
Totally, absolutely. Because how we feel about ourselves, that's not something that is tangible necessarily where we can put our finger on it. But I know I feel way different when I'm walking around in my robe and in my pajamas than I do when I start dressing. And for me, it wasn't until the pandemic that I started intentionally getting up and getting dressed every morning.
Interesting.
And thank God I did, because then I had the twins, and I was like, I don't ever want to leave my robe ever again. And there's a time and a place for that.
Yes.
But I know that if I want to get things done, I'll get dressed and sit down at my office desk.
Even at home.
Even at home.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me better or worse than anybody. It's just what works for me, because I know I feel more motivated. I know I feel more accomplished. And when I feel good about me, I can be more present and I can be more aware for other people. And I think that's part of why fashion exists in a lot of ways.
I think, too, having it start when you're young, hearing you say all this, if I had had that kind of advice when I was in middle school, high school, just that confidence of what you bring forth into the world is how people are going to perceive you, and again, like to your point, Ash, it's not, it can be seen as a very shallow thing. But I do think, like, to teach these kids young, that is something. I mean, I look at, if I see somebody like sloppy or just like in a hoodie coming for like a job interview, my automatic response is they clearly don't care about this internship.
Yeah.
You know what's actually interesting? I think that there has been, a significant shift in how people dress on day to day, generationally. So this younger generation that's kind of coming up right now, obviously they do not dress up. So a little backstory. I went to like Catholic school my whole life, so I wore a uniform all the time, which looking back on actually was amazing because like a lot of fights were saved within the home.
100%.
But we used to have these like dress whatever free dress days. Okay, to like be a fundraiser or like whatever it was, and I would always dress up on those days. Now I feel like the temperature is for all of these like high schoolers and things to dress extremely casually. So like how can we, even as people who, have interns like you were saying, come in here, how can we like help explain and show the younger generation that actually like maybe like taking care of yourself could really like positively impact you? Like how do you go about trying to like foster that?
That is a great question.
That's a great question.
Well, because all the teenagers walk around in their sweatpants, and I get it, that's what they all do, but like ultimately, can we really have an entire job force of people in sweatpants? Maybe we can. I don't know.
Maybe we can. The research that I've seen is that if you dress up even a little bit more than your peers, you are more likely to get a promotion.
Yeah.
It's industry agnostic, right? Okay. They studied all these people who put a little bit more effort in, because that's what you're being gauged on is effort. And it's not just the effort towards your job. It is how you show up. And again, this might seem awful to hear. Perception is reality.
It is, yeah.
It truly is. And my stance is, why wouldn't you use that to your advantage? Why not put that forth? Like my whole brand is controlled chaos. My life is shambles half of the time, but I'm going to look good. I'm going to look good in the midst of my chaos because like that's the one thing I can control.
Yeah. But you do. You always look amazing.
Thank you.
You do. We talk about it all the time.
Today, this morning.
We were talking about it this morning when we were trying to decide on what we would actually talk to you about, and that's when we kind of decided on this because we really do look to you, and like you do, like I said, such a great job of also sharing what you find, what you're loving on social media. I find that very helpful and refreshing.
It's decision-making fatigue buster. That's what I'm for. Like if I have it, somebody else might want it. And I'm looking to other people. If, like we were just talking about your wardrobe for the entire wedding season.
Yes, we were before you came
Literally,
down.
I was like, I need a capsule of what she. It was perfect, and it was on brand. It was on theme. Like, and you looked great because I'm sure you felt great. Like
I did. I have to say, white is a hard color to wear, and I'm glad that era of my life has now concluded and that I was able to find enough white things that I didn't hate. I would not gravitate towards white personally on a regular basis. I think it's very chic, but it's not the easiest color to wear.
No, but you
bring
look
a
great.
stain stick with you.
Right.
Get on out there. But to answer your question of how do we, give this to the younger generations? Yeah. Have decent conversations with them, like have intentional conversations with them, not in a shaming way, but in a, how do you see yourself here? What do you want from here? Doesn't mean you can't wear your sweatpants. It just means maybe like brand it up a bit, like not your physical brand, but like your personal brand of, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, and maybe it's one day a week, and that's okay. Yeah. That's okay, but I would have the conversations. Like, I dress my kids intentionally.
I love they have the best outfits.
Girls.
But I will say, so my son is a junior in college right now, and the first 2 years, he kind of did exactly what you were like oversized hoodies, sweatpants. Honestly, it was more like comfy over anything else because it was practical for him. But he had an interview towards the end of his sophomore year, and someone that came in, he wants to go into the investment banking world. And the piece of advice that they gave the kids was dressed for success. So when William came home and he bought a brand new wardrobe, and I don't even know if I've talked to you about this, but he goes to class every day dressed up, button down,
You think
sweater.
His professors don't notice?
And that's exactly what this guy was saying. He was like, you know what, like if you, especially the career path that you want to take, make things like this that you have control over. He's like, you don't have control over, you're going to get the job. You don't have control. You can do a good interview. He goes, but there's going to be a lot of great interviewees, but you have control over how people perceive you. And it is, and I always say to him, I'm like, you look so cute his brothers kind of like make fun of him. Yeah. But everything that you're saying right now is so true for this, like for him, this younger generation.
Yeah, they're just not all mentally there yet. I'm hopeful that they'll get there. I want to know how you do it. How you like plan. Do you plan out your week in advance, or do you wake up in the morning? I'm like a wake up in the morning and let me see how I feel kind of person, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But I'm not quite organized enough to plan my outfits in advance. Sometimes I have an idea of some things I want to wear that week coming up. What I would die for, of course, is the share Clueless closet. That would be.
I mean,
I don't know how.
Where is that?
Where is that? Of all the technology, AI, come on.
Come on, AI.
Come on.
Work your magic.
I mean, I'm laughing because the answer is like, I don't have an answer. I wake up sometimes.
Because you seem very organized.
Right, like, how did you put this outfit together today?
Well, it was on the floor. I saw it. Like,
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
I'm gonna give you guys like a picture. I'll send it to you. I'll text you guys a picture of my closet. You'd be horrified.
Yeah.
It's like it's like horrifying right now. And again, that's the controlled chaos of like, see, I put on a blazer, and you guys think I have my life together.
I will say blazers are kind of a cure-all.
We're perceived like that. You are right.
I think about a few things. I think about proportions. If I'm going short or tight somewhere, I try to go big and baggy somewhere else. And I try to do colors that make sense for my color palette and match. So I know browns look good on me, so I'm going to do a black with it. And I know I have all those staple pieces, so I can put them together.
Right.
It's not necessarily thought out. I do rely a lot on the weather app, like what the weather is and what my day is. Like, I have to go pick up my kids after this, so I'm like, I can't wear anything that's dry clean only. I need to wear something that's comfortable. I'm driving. Like,
wrinkles.
Those things to me
that makes sense.
Go into the data point, so to speak, of how I plan out an outfit.
Yeah.
But I would say get your colors down, get your staple pieces, and keep it simple. You can rotate through a lot of different things.
You do an amazing job of that with the color palette too. I feel like you just have a lot of things that coordinate very well together, so you could easily just pick a pair of pants that you like and a blouse or a top or something that coordinate well. And you told me this a long time ago, the monochromatic look.
Love that.
Always reads chic, which I'm still working on. I'm not great at that. You are like the queen. You always just look so pulled together.
Thank you.
Yes.
You should come see me in the morning.
I would love to.
I think we need like a little behind the scenes video in the morning, because I'm not believing a thing she says. It's all this organized chaos.
No.
It's usually me in my robe with my hair insane, yelling at my kids to get their shoes on, telling
Normal
Jimmy
mom
like
stuff, I guess.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's working, right? Yeah. I'm wearing something that is signaling things are together, and that's what I want people to know.
Yeah.
It's not about being better or worse. It's about working smarter and not harder.
Right.
That is so true. And you know, the other thing that I think is a great takeaway for people here that I love that you do, that I love so much about you, but because I do think you are very put together, and, you know, you put yourself out there in that way, but you're not afraid to also go on social media in your robe and just be like, hey, here's what's happening right now. And I think that also, you know, is a big takeaway for people too. Like, don't also be afraid to just come as you are and be who you are.
Oh, literally. I believe in authenticity. Like, I really, truly do. And I got a compliment the other day. Somebody actually recognized me from social media.
Yeah, of course
I know,
did.
right? And
Obviously.
I'm like, I was like so shocked and taken back, but she was like, you are exactly the same as you are online.
It's the best compliment you can get.
Yeah.
And I like got in the car and I like had a moment, and I was like, you know what? Like, that means so much, because there's so many people out there lying to you about, like, take this supplement, do this
right
thing. Like, I don't know, like, I just want somebody to know you don't have to have it all together all the time, but here's ways that you can work towards whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and do it messy, but do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect.
No, and it's your honesty. I think that's what's the most refreshing of all. Because we were talking about this morning too, on top of your beautiful wardrobe, was that you do have that piece of you where you do pull back the curtain. You do let people in. So we do get to know the real you. You know, that's a confidence builder anyway. I mean, you are confident enough with yourself to share that. And I feel like if people had that confidence within themselves, more people would share that side of themselves. Does that make sense?
I agree. I think that we need to create spaces, especially for mothers, especially for parents, especially for people really, all people going through things, to be able to be human and messy and allow them the space for that without judgment.
Right.
Listen, but we don't judge. Like, I believe that. And I truly believe at the end of the day, like, we don't need to do more. We need to do less in our lives better. Like, I'm a huge believer in that, whether it's your wardrobe, whether it's the conversations you're having, whether it's how you organize your life. Like, you don't need to do more. You just need to focus on less better.
Yeah.
I love that. Less better.
Less better. Focus on less better. Somebody write that down. All right, stick around because Dr. Daryl is not going just yet. We are holding her hostage for our last segment, so stick around. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. We have Dr. Daryl joining us today, and we just love to pick her brain because she basically knows everything about everything.
That's a lot of pressure.
So we thought for some fun, we would love to just chat with her about what she's loving right now, what you've been up to, what you've been doing, like local places you've been going. I know you're a great proponent of actually like bringing your girls out to do things.
Yeah, you're great
and
like that.
Active, do that, like dressing them up. So what have you been up to?
What? We are a big Halloween family.
Yes.
Clearly.
I know. Actually, thanks for making time for us this week.
You know, I
this
love
is a
you
big
guys.
week for you. I was thinking about that actually.
So much.
I was like, this is
She
real
didn't
love.
come in costume.
This is real love.
I should have.
I know.
should have.
I know you have some.
I know. We have many. We have many costumes. So we've been doing Bowen's Wharf trick-or-treating. We were at the Breakers. We're going to Rough Point for their Rough Point After Dark on Thursday with the girls. So we're down in Newport a lot.
Yeah.
My parents are down there. We live down that way. So I'm loving everything happening in Newport. There's some cool tours in Providence you can go to, some ghost tours and things like that. So we're really leaning into the spirit because for me, once November 1st hits, I'm almost like over it, and I'm like, okay, Christmas
right, that's
now.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Like celebrating Halloween in November feels very weird.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once it's over, it's over. And so you've also been doing something that I've been loving on your social, which is the Dear Daryls.
Oh.
So tell us a little bit more about that, and also like where people could send their questions for you, because we would also love to maybe read a couple in the future on the show with you and have you go through them. So tell us what you're doing and how people can reach you.
So Dear Dr. Daryl started because I get tons of emails and DMs all the time from people being like, hey, what do you think about this situation? Or, hey, my significant other is doing this. Like, are we headed for divorce, or my kids, or my work? And I'm like, I can't answer all of these. So what I started to do is this anonymous place. It's a new handle at Dear Dr. Daryl, and D-R-D-A-R-Y-L. But there's something about me answering it, not from a place of like, I'm your therapist, I'm your friend. I'm answering it as like, I don't know you because I don't, but here's the advice that I would give and why, because it might help other people. Because if I'm just answering it in my DMs, it could be really valuable for somebody else feeling this way. So I keep it all anonymous. People will send me like paragraphs. I'll like edit it down, being like, here's the gist of it. Do you agree? And then I'll kind of go and, you know, give my answer and my response in my way. I've made it kind of almost Bridgerton-like.
Yes, I love it. No, I know. I love it.
That was my theme. Like,
everything so well.
Yes, the Society of Unanswered Questions.
I love it. Okay, so people should send them to you, and I think maybe the next time we have you on, we'll pick a few.
Could you save some?
And go through some, because I love like talking about stuff like that. So make sure to follow Dr. Daryl. You can also follow us if you want to submit questions to us that we then submit to Dr. Daryl. And we have that Ashley Audrey Daily is our handle, so you can follow us there. And make sure to watch us Monday through Friday at 12:30 and 8 on the 12 Plus app. And we'll see you next time.